Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Reed, and the Perseverance rover on Mars has possibly made an amazing discovery. It has found material that looks like biological carbon. The rover has been on Mars since 2020, roving around in an area that a couple billion years ago was a large riverbed. A NASA scientist noticed a small quarter-sized dot in the dirt, which they called a leopard spot. When the rover analyzed that spot using instruments specifically designed to find organic-like molecules, eureka! It found some very similar to the building blocks of life as we know it. Perseverance also found patches of iron and phosphate, which on Earth indicates fossilized microbes. So again, very interesting. But their findings, while very enticing, do not provide certainty that there is or was life on Mars. So what next? There is something called the confidence of life detection, or COLD, and it has 7 hurdles that must be overcome to make evidence compelling. Unfortunately, most of those Perseverance itself is not capable of doing. 1. Detect a possible signal. Perseverance has done that with the biological carbon. 2. Rule out contamination. After looking at many rocks where it did not detect this, Perseverance probably satisfies this. 3. Make sure biology is possible. There's some evidence that the sample formed near lava, and so it could have been too hot for life. No way for Perseverance to determine this. 4. Rule out non-biology. Mars has complex chemistry different from Earth's. Unlikely Perseverance can determine this. 5. Additional independent signal. Perseverance or another rover could find the same evidence in multiple locations. 6. Rule out other hypotheses or ideas. Perseverance has no chance of doing this. And 7. Independent confirmation. This would require another rover, other instruments, and so on, so Perseverance has no chance of doing this. In the end, Perseverance has found very tantalizing evidence for life, but it's still far from certainty. Now, Perseverance is collecting samples and putting them in tubes. The idea is that a future mission would go to Mars, collect the samples, and return them to Earth. Then, in our Earthbound labs, we could use lots of instruments and do lots of different tests. That would go a long ways to understanding the chemistry of the sample.